Hello everybody! Today is a special video, as you can see by how long it is. This is a longer video where I will kind of slow things down a lot, explain some of my process, ramble a little bit, for people who want to watch something in the background while they do something, because most of my videos are actually really short. And I'm really sorry about that, but I try my best to make it somehow interesting. I don't want to make a really long video where it's really boring, and this might turn out that way, but I hope for the people who like longer content, this will suit your needs. So feel free to tell me how I did in the comments. So this drawing is really special because it's a sticker concept. For those who don't know, I'm gonna start selling merch in very limited quantity soon on Ko-fi. I made 3 different types of stickers and 3 different types of acrylic keychains. And right now I'm designing more just in case, but I don't know if I will actually use this. I think it is kind of cute. It is inspired by the show In Space with Markiplier. I really enjoyed that show. But still, it is kind of cute. Everything that I will sell is chibi. So if you like my art style, feel free to head over there. There will be 20 stickers of each, so 16 totals. And there will be only 5 keychains of each. So there will be 15 sold in total. So if you are interested in an acrylic keychain, please go follow my Twitter and I will announce when they are made available. Right now they are not available yet. They have been ordered for me, but I will not receive them for a good while. So as you can see, I turn my tablet a lot, I turn the screen a lot while I'm inking. It's really important. People might not realize that, but it's really, really important. It helps your hand have a better angle at it, and your lines will be much smoother. Especially for me, since I've said before, I have a medication that makes me shaky. As you can see right now, I had a very shaky line, even though I have stabilizer on. So yeah, really don't hesitate to turn your tablet as you're drawing. I always draw the eyes and the facial features in a different layer than I draw the rest. As you can see, right now I'm drawing the hair, and it's much easier to have the line art of the facial feature away so you can actually see what you're doing. You can do it however you want. I'm not saying that my method is the ultimate method. Draw however you feel like drawing. This is just how I draw and I'm explaining it. Don't take any of what I say as some kind of tutorial. A lot of people on my video always ask what drawing program I use, and I use Procreate on an iPad mini. So if that's what you are wondering, here you go. I use Procreate. I'm gonna include it in my description because people keep asking about it. Also, you can notice my references on the side. Once again, always use references when you're drawing something. It's not cheating. You need it. Your brain can't just remember something after seeing it for 2 seconds. References are really cool. Don't listen to people who tell you otherwise. References are especially cool when they're actual photographs. Using someone else's artwork as a reference works if you have a bunch of other references along the way. So that you don't just copy someone else's artwork, because that's not really cool. A lot of people often ask me what type of pens I use for Procreate. So let me tell you right now, I use the basic ones. I use the studio pen, I believe, for inking, and I use the basic sketching peppermint brush. they all come with Procreate when you get it, so they're not special at all. Those are the things I use. And sometimes when I want to add like a soft like spray of something for like softer shading, I use the Fat Nozzle spray paint brush. So there you have it. Now you know. As you can see, I'm using like different line weights. Like some lines are thicker and some lines are thinner. I like to use bigger lines for like main lines, like around the head or like around the body. And when it comes to little details, I'll use smaller lines, and that makes the drawing look much more dynamic and interesting. I'm still learning, so I'm not perfect at it, but I feel like with how it is in the final drawing, I did quite well in the line art. Also, let me point out this guy's little boots. His little boots are adorable. I love them. They are so cute. Look at them go. Look at him go. I wish I could like animate him walking with his little boots. Look at him. Little boots for a little man. Like I said about line arting, oftentimes I like to use thinner lines. So when I think I'm done with like line art, sometimes I'll add like thinner little details. Like I'll add some in the hair later on. Because I think it makes it look good. Right now, I'm pretty sure like you can see me switching from like the reference to the drawing, because this reference is kind of hell. Like this little character has so many little bleeps and bops like everywhere, like little control panels. There's some weird like camera looking thingy on his belt. Why does he have the camera looking thingy on his belt? And also, why does the zipper go all the way to the crotch? Can you just split the thing in half? Like, it goes all the way to the crotch, like, I'm not making that up. You can see it in the reference. I don't question it, but in case he needs to undress really fast. Why does he have a zipper all the way to the crotch? Like I said, I don't question things anymore. I just roll with it. Here is me adding the thinner lines to the hair to make it, like, more floofy and interesting. Also, you notice that whenever I draw a chibi, I make the hair longer. I don't know why. That's just what I do. So here I'm getting ready to color. What I do is that I take the line art, I select the outside, then I make sure I have everything outside of it. I invert the selection, and then I fill it in on another layer. Like I fill in, and the color I pick for the filling in is the color that is like the most present on the drawing. And that makes it like so much faster than like having to fill in every little thing. I feel like that's so much easier. Right now you can see me struggle with color picking. I will struggle with color picking a lot. I struggle a lot with color picking the skin. I don't know why. Skin color is really difficult. Most people don't realize that. You can't just pick the color on the picture. Like pick any, like maybe if you have like a concept art with flat color, you could use that. But picking skin color is so tedious. Like, it's very subtle between like too dull, too saturated, too light, too dark. It's like you need to pick the right hue. It's very tedious. So like if you're struggling with this, like watch a few tutorials. I still struggle with it even after like trying so many tutorials. It just takes time, I believe. Like anything in art, everything takes time. So don't feel bad if there's something you're not so good at. Like look at me struggle between way too dull or way too dark. Like, what is this? This is not skin color. Um, yeah. So here you have my rant about skin color picking. Wow, I am struggling today. I will also have the exact same trouble with the hair. Oh, and by the way, once I have filled in my layer, like once I have done the filling in, I'll put an alpha lock on it. There's a setting if you click on the layer that's called alpha lock. It will keep you from like going overboard or going out of band while you color, so that's really useful. So alpha lock is like really good, and you can always like deactivate it, so no worries about that. By the way, for coloring the eyes, like all the facial features, I do it on a separate layer that's over top of the actual line art. So you got my color layer, on top of it you got the body line art, then you've got my facial feature color layer, and then you have the facial feature line art, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm also I'll be putting like an alpha lock or using a select tool at some point to use like the spray paint. The eyes were a bit of a struggle at first because I was afraid they were like, I was towing the line between excitedly cute and really creepy, and the highlights pulled it together near the end. So please keep that in mind and bear with me as I try to figure them out. Like, I tried many things. I tried adding flat colors, blending them, and then I'll use the spray paint tool. It's a whole journey. For the shading, I use a pinkish color and I put it on with like a basic brush. Like, look at me, it's the same brush that I use for the line art. And then I set it to multiply in the settings. For those who don't know how to set something to multiply a layer, in the layer there's a little N that's like to the right. You can click on it and then it will give you a bunch of options. And so I set my shading to multiply and then lower the opacity. So here you go for the little tutorial. Here I am like messing around with like my layer, like how my layer organization. So now that I've added the shading, I can like tell you about my layer organization once again because it changes. So now you got body color, body shading, body line art, and then facial feature, flat colors, facial feature, shading, and facial feature line art. Wow, that's a mouthful. I set it to multiply it as well and lower the opacity. Here I am coloring in my line art by setting the line art to alpha lock and then filling it in with like a color darker than the darkest color on the drawing. So I make it warmer, more saturated than the darkest color on the drawing so that it doesn't like create some weird things where the line art is lighter than the colors, which can work. Like if that's part of your style, then go ahead. I personally don't think it works well with mine. That's just personal preferences. So, and then I am like making some lighter or different colors depending on like where what colors are like nearby. So I'm doing it on the star, not at the bottom because I'd like to keep it as some kind of a shadow. I will make the star very shiny later on by using an add layer, but you'll see that later. Right now we're nearing the end. I'm adding some blushing because it's just so cute. Look at him with his little cheeks. I love it. And I'll add some highlights to those little cheeks so that they're all shiny and bouncy. I think that's so cute. I'm adding him a beard. I struggled with the beard a lot because like for some reason some beards don't look good on chibis. Mustaches don't look good on my chibi specifically. At least on this one it did not look good. So I just added a beard. I'm highlighting the eyes and this is the moment where I was like, yes, it works. The eyes don't look creepy. I'm highlighting the cheeks, I'm highlighting the little stars with sparkle. I have like a custom sparkles brush that I just made somehow. I can't remember how I made it, but I did because I use sparkles so many times, so sometimes I'm too lazy to actually make them. So I just use the brush and it makes them nice and clean. As usual, I'm gonna use my secret technique to make the sparkles extra sparkly by duplicating the layer and setting the second layer to add and lowering the opacity a little bit. And then boom, it's extra shiny. I am also duplicating the line art, adding a Gaussian blur to the second one and setting it to soft light, I believe. Sometimes set it to different things depending on the drawing. Right now I am checking if everything is alright with the eyes, I believe. And I'm pretty sure this is almost done. I'm just gonna add like the sticker effect thingy so that it looks like a mock-up, so that you can kind of get an idea of what a sticker would look like. The stickers that I'm gonna sell are, by the way, holographic. They're very, very sparkly because I freaking love sparkles, so of course they're gonna be sparkly. So like, I'm really excited to be selling them. I'll be shipping to the entirety of Europe and North America. If you're not part of that, maybe there's a way to try to like manage something. Maybe you can DM me. But I won't set international shipping yet because it's my first time selling stuff, so I'm easily overwhelmed, and I hope you don't mind. Because this is the easiest to ship for me when I'm in France. So yeah. To make it look like a sticker, I had a background color and then I make a layer underneath all of them, and I just draw the sticker border like a little bit away from the actual drawing. I make it white and then I will duplicate it, make it darker, offset it a little bit to the side, and then put a Gaussian blur on like the darker layer. And there you go, you will have it. You will see it in just a second once I've actually done it. I'd like to thank you if you made it to this point of the video. I don't think many people did, but if you did, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've been drawing with me, along with me, whatever your level is, I'd love to see what you created. Please post it on Twitter and tag me in it. My Twitter is in the description. So I'd really love to see what you made, or just tell me in the comments what you've been doing while watching the video. I feel like this could backfire very heavily. Just thank you so much. I'll see you guys in another one, and yeah, goodbye.